Hi guys, so today's video is going to be my palette collection video. I've been meaning to do this for a really long time because from a subscriber I got a request to do this, and I'm finally getting around to doing it. And the reason why is because I just had so many other videos that I wanted to put up for you guys, like holiday themed videos, fall videos, and I had no idea what to film, so I knew immediately that I needed to film this video for you guys, or for the subscriber that requested it. There's so many palettes in my collection that I really love, and there's some that I wish I hadn't have bought, but I'm gonna go ahead and include all of the palettes that I have in my collection for you. And yeah, let's just get started. I don't want to waste too much time because there is so many palettes. First palette I want to talk about is my most used and most loved palette, and the first one I wanted to mention is my Makeup Geek palette. This is such a good palette, or actually I made this palette myself, but just her eyeshadows in general are really good, nice quality, but they are really cheap. Not in quality, but like price range basically. And I just love this palette, and I think it's going to be really good when I travel, if I ever do travel anytime soon. And I just think it's really convenient because you could always change out like the shades you want if you get more eyeshadows, or you can even get a big one and just take the ones that you want. The palette I want to talk about is a palette that I raved about for a while, and I just love this palette so much, and I still use it quite a bit. And this is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. This is the thinner packaging. They came out with the thinner packaging after everyone went wild about it, and I actually had the fatter packaging, and then I exchanged it so I could get the thinner one because back then I had a smaller vanity and it actually didn't fit in my drawers. So I got the thinner packaging, and this palette is such a great palette if you have a neutral taste into your eyeshadows. This is a perfect palette to go for. The palette that I recently got like back in the summer when it first came out, and this is the Lorac Pro palette, and my sister actually got this for me for my birthday. And I actually wasn't gonna get into the Lorac Pro palette, I wasn't gonna get into them, and then I saw this one when this one came out, and I just loved it. I love the colors in here, they're so pretty, and I already hit pan on this color right here, which is called Buff, and I use this color a lot, and I also use Nectar and Light Brown a lot, which is these two shades right here. And this is a good palette as well if you're a neutral person, but it also has the pop of color, so it has like the blues and the greens, but it's like cool toned and warm tone, which I really like. Palette that I raved about pretty much since I've been on YouTube, and this is the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. This is the first one, and I just really love this palette. Again, this is a neutral palette, but it's also like kind of cool. So these shades right here are kind of cool toned, and then these are like highlight lid colors. And this is a good palette for every single day, and this is what I use this palette for. As you guys can see, I already hit pan on this color right here, which is called Naked 2, and I'm about to hit pan on this color called Walk of Shame. This palette is really good for every day, and it's also really cute. The next palette I wanted to talk about is the Naked palettes. I have all of them. I have the Naked 1, the Naked 1, the Naked 2, and then the Naked 3. The Naked 2 and the Naked 3 look very similar, except the Naked 3 is actually like a rose gold, and then this one's kind of like a tin bronzy kind of color, and then this one is kind of like a velvet texture, which I actually really didn't like. So I have all three of these, and I actually don't really use them as much as I wish I would. I don't know why, I just don't really use them that much. I guess the main reason why is because they don't really have a lot of matte colors. All the colors in here are kind of like shimmery, and I always have to bust out another palette to use for a crease shade or something. This palette I wanted to talk about is a palette that I just got this holiday season, and this is the Too Faced Everything Nice palette. I really like this palette because it's so different from all the other palettes I have. This is their holiday collection, and I believe they have 2 more other palettes to go along with this collection, but I just decided to get this one because it's a little bit bigger and it has some shades that I was really interested in. I did do a full-on tutorial using this palette, so I will link that down below if you guys haven't seen it. What I want to talk about is a palette that I've had for a year already, I think. And when I first got this palette, I used to use it like so much, and then I don't know, I just kind of put it away in my collection and I haven't really used it that much, but I'm gonna definitely start using it because it's a really good palette. And I remember I wanted this palette for a really long time. I used it for a long time, and then like I said, I just put it away in my collection. But this palette is, again, a neutral palette. I feel like I have so many neutral palettes, but this palette is really good because it has a lot of like pretty shimmery colors, and they're a lot different from other colors that I have in my collection. So this is their main color that is raved about with Stila, and it's called Kitten, and I use that color a lot. And then this one right here is called Bubbly, and then this one's Sunset, which is the 3 main colors that I always use in this palette. I had for about 2, almost 3 years already, and I never really use this palette, and I don't know why. I guess the main reason is because it only has 1 matte color. This is the Hello Kitty palette. I think I mentioned this before on my channel, but I've never done a look with this that I know of. Oh, actually I did my Easter tutorial with this, I think, and it's really bright and bold, which I really like. I really like playing with colors like this, especially for the summertime. The next palette I want to mention is this Profusion palette. I've had this for a while as well, and the main reason why I got this palette is because it has so many bright colors. I figured I could use this for like when I do makeover, when I need colors for my clients. This is like the perfect palette. Every single color that's in here is a shimmer color, so these are great lid colors, and they're also really colorful. So this is the main reason why I wanted this palette. I believe this was like $10, but the reason why I got this is because I really wanted a colorful palette. This was before I ever got any colorful palette, and I just wanted a palette simple enough that I could use for like tutorials and stuff. And I actually never used it. I have never used it, and it's kind of like one of those purchases that I regret because I never used it. And the eyeshadows are like really chalky and cheap. Other 2 palettes are Profusion palettes as well. This one is really good for like traveling because it has lip glosses, it has blushes, and it also has some colorful colors up here. And then this one is basically the same thing except different colors. This one's also really colorful as well. Really good quality eyeshadows, and they're really cheap. I believe you can find these at like Burlington. What I want to talk about is kind of like collectors items, palettes. So I have all of these right here, and these are the e.l.f. beauty books. I really got into these when Bethany Moda started doing tutorials on these. I got like hooked, and ever since she mentioned them, I wanted like all of them. They make all kinds of palettes for different seasons, and so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. And I thought I actually should display them on my shelf because I never use them. I just wanted them because they look like little books, but they're like makeup. I don't know, I just thought it was cute. And so I have the Kohl edition one, I have the Beach Beauty. As you guys can tell, the packaging is different. The Natural Eyeshadow Palette, the Chic book, I have the Little Black Beauty book, Kohl edition, I have the Festive Everyday, and then I have the Warm edition as well. It is this palette right here, and this palette is called Part of This World. This was when that little like Little Mermaid and Princess edition came out at Sephora, and my mom got this for my birthday last year, I think. Yeah, last year. And it just has 4 little eyeshadows, which I've never used, which I really need to use. And I just thought this palette was so cute. I originally wanted the big palette, but my mom couldn't find it because by the time she got me this one, they were like all sold out. So this is the only thing she got for me, but I really like it because it's cute. And then on the mirror it says dreams are realists in waiting. Right here, this I won on Cutie Girl 09's giveaway. and I never used this, and I was like so excited when I got it, and I've never used it, which I need to. This is the Peekaboo Bright Eyes. This is really good for every day. It's kind of similar to like the Naked Basics palettes, and the packaging is really cute. This is by Benefit. And then I have this palette right here. That's the Urban Decay Wizard of Oz. When I first saw this palette, I immediately wanted it. I wanted the other one, but I forgot what it was called. I think it was called like Theodore or something. But this is the Oz, and this one's the Glinda palette. And this palette I've actually used a good amount of times. When I first got this palette, I used it a ton. I want to mention is also like a collector's. I don't know why I really wanted these. I guess I wanted these because when I first heard about these, they were like raved all over YouTube and stuff. So I finally decided to get them. I got them last summer, or no, not this past summer, but the summer before that. And this is the BH Cosmetics collector's 3-piece, whatever they call it. And this is the San Francisco one, and then this one's the Malibu, and then this one's the Hollywood. They are totally different palettes. These palettes aren't that good of quality. This palette right here is called the Too Faced Natural Ice palette. I really love this palette when I first got it as well. This is another neutral palette. It has golds, browns, bronzy colors, brow bone colors, and I really like the Too Faced palettes because if you are new to makeup or you have no idea how to do eyeshadows, they always come with like index cards on looks to create, and it tells you exactly how to create those looks with the palette that you're using. I have no idea what this palette is called. If you guys know what this palette is called, leave it down below for the people that want to know. But this palette I got, my sister had actually gave it to me because she had two. I forgot why she had two, but she decided to give it to me, and it also came with a primer. And I like this palette because it's like, it has a lot of pop of color, so it's really good for the summertime. I think I did a look or tutorial using this palette. I have no idea, but I do want to do like some cool spring looks with these two colors right here. A few eyeshadow palettes that I have are kind of like palettes that I really don't use. These two palettes right here, this one's called the NYX Love and Paris palette. This one I got from Target, and then I have this one. This is a Sonia Kashuk palette. And I know a lot of people rave about her like everyday neutral palettes, but this palette has just like shimmery colors, and the main reason why I got this palette was for this color right here, because it's like a mint green color baked eyeshadow palette, which these eyeshadows I don't really like either because they don't even last on the eyes. This is the Sephora, what is this called? I have no idea what this palette is called, but it is just a basic eyeshadow palette, and I never really use this one either. MAC Cream Eyeshadow Palette, which I never use. I used to use it a lot when I first started wearing makeup, like in 8th grade, and then it fell on the floor and it broke. So it looks like I used it a lot, but it actually just fell and broke. This palette I recently got not that long ago, and I actually have used it before, but I don't like it as much as the other palette. Too Basics by Urban Decay. It looks exactly like the original one, but this one's more on the cooler side, and I definitely need to start using this more because the one time I did use it, I did really like it. So as you guys can see, these palettes are totally different. This one's more on the warmer side, and then this one's more on the cooler side. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed my palette collection video. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. All my social media will be linked down in the description bar, as well as my vlog channel, because I am doing Vlogmas, which means I'm vlogging every day until December, but I might vlog every day until New Year's. So make sure you subscribe to my vlog channel. It's the first link in the description bar. And yeah, if you guys subscribe to my vlog channel, I'll see you every day. Until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.